Yo, see this podcast. Obviously, I'm sure you can see another little special little guest right here. This is my daughter, Cruzy, with her big brother, Cortez. I'm sure you guys are all getting used to him already. Say what up, Cortez.
Hello, my name's Cortez. And...
No weird voice. Is the weekend okay?
Yeah.
Okay, Cruzy, do you want to say your name? What's your name?
E-R-U.
That's Cruz. How old are you? Let me see. 3 years old. Cortez, did you ever tell about how old you are?
Mm-hmm.
How old are you?
7.
7. Cruzy, did you get anything new today?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
Have a
You got a bike. What kind of bike?
mini.
Mini bike. It's beautiful, huh?
Yeah.
Daddy put it together?
Yeah.
Oh,
And my mom got a helmet.
you got a helmet. Mom got
Oh, my mom got me.
a and your sister a helmet.
And then I got by myself in spinning wheels. And I just moved and stopped. Yeah, it was actually kind of hard to practice her because she kept doing it backwards.
Yeah, she kept pedaling the way you stopped. The brake part.
Yeah.
She's had a difficult time with that. She's had a tricycle, one of Cortez's old tricycles that she's used, and she's been learning. She's trying to figure it out, but right now she's been practicing with it in the house. She's gonna figure it out, right?
Yep.
All right, you love Big Brother, right? I can't hear you. Yes.
Sister? Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Have you been having fun being at home? We did puzzles today, right? Did you take a nap? And you were mad, huh?
She's always mad. I know.
You both always mad. All right, Cruzy, are you gonna help us talk about sneakers today?
Yep.
Okay. So let's talk about this one first. I'll let Cortez hold it first. Hold it for the camera. So this is, turn it the other way. This is an Adidas BYW2. This is a low top version. A lot of people may not. I wore this yesterday, so a lot of people were asking me what it is and said it looked dope. So I was like, oh, I guess I'll talk about it today with the podcast. Okay, you don't have to 360 minutes. So it's basically Boost with feet you wear. A lot of people don't remember that feet you wear was one of Adidas' 90s, mid 90s technologies that they used. Keyshawn Johnson's. The first, they weren't technically Kobe's, but they were considered Kobe's because that's what he wore his rookie year. But they were the top 10 2000s. I believe that's what they were for the Kobe's. I have 2 of those, which I said I was going to give a pair to the homie Mike on the Sneaker History podcast. So I actually got to try to find that second pair. But it has the Feet You Wear logo. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's in the clear translucent sole, the little face with the Feet You Wear. And what it was back in the day, they had it to where the Feet You Wear was supposed to be the mold of the foot of the athlete. Can you see, Cruzy? It was supposed to be the mold of the foot of the athlete. So it was like you were playing on Kobe's foot or Keyshawn Johnson's foot, like the mold of their foot. So it was kind of like, man, I'm playing, on their foot. That's what that technology was supposed to be. But then, they upgraded it now and added Boost. So it's now Boost You Wear. I love this shoe a lot. It's very comfortable. Cortez, you like it?
Yeah, nope. And I like the hardcore, and I like the red and like the dark red and the stripe around it, like rope. And I like how there's like another
like sock liner thing.
Yeah.
Cool. I like that. Cruzy, you like them?
And it says crazy.
It does say crazy. It does. Cruzy, you like these? You do?
Crazy.
You don't have anything to say about it? No, nothing to say about it. Are you nervous? Are you scared?
Are you nervous, Crazy?
Oh.
I was nervous on my first podcast.
Oh, I know. You were super nervous. You were nervous on your second one.
Yeah.
But you're not nervous now,
This is my
right?
third podcast.
This is your third one, so you're a pro now, right?
Yep.
So you're not nervous.
Nope.
So what do you say about these? You like these?
Mm-hmm.
Would you wear these?
I would give it like a 5.
5 out of 10?
No, 5. Just a 5.
Oh, so what's the highest amount? 5?
No, 10.
Oh, 10 is a 5. So 5 out of 10, you give this a 5.
Mm-hmm.
Out of 10 points, you give it a 5? That's kind of average. Okay. All right.
You just decided to drop it?
Oh, it's fine.
I'm
Where are
getting
you going?
I'm getting
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
All right.
Ooh.
So, you like these ones?
Yep. I like how they glow. Ooh,
They
pretty.
do glow in the dark, which I didn't know about. Cruzy, what are you doing?
They glow. Do you want to see a glow?
Okay. This is why I don't have both kids on the show. Because you done, Cruzy?
No.
What's wrong? Your booty hurts? Okay. Let me see if I could adjust you a little bit. Is this okay? It hurts? Okay. So we'll do it kind of quick. These are Air Force Ones. Me and George talk about Air Force Ones all the time. I used to love Air Force Ones back in the day when I was in college and a little bit in high school. But, you know, they just got really bulky and big for us. And, you know, with clothes changing, they started looking big and felt like boots. But they've had like a little bit of resurgence. And I feel like as we've gotten older, you want to say something? What do you want to say? Bike? Okay. As we've gotten older, I feel like I got a lot more respect for them like I did. You know, I've actually bought a few pair of Air Force Ones like I said I would. And I haven't worn any of them yet, but I'm starting to respect them more as an older sneakerhead. They're a casual shoe. And you know what? They're just kind of cooler now, and I have a lot more respect for them than I did back in the day. These are actually a women's shoe. So,
Oh!
around.
A woman's shoe?
Okay, settle down. So, this is a size 11 in women's. They made them in bigger sizes for men to buy, I believe. But these are Olivia Kim Air Force Ones.
Ah.
It's royal blue corduroy with the green snakeskin, and the outsole actually glows in the dark. You gotta hold it up, man, in front of the camera. Hold it up. Right there.
Did someone rip their skin off?
That's fake snake. Okay. Okay. You bored?
Yep, you're boring.
Cruz, you wanna get down? Okay. Well, you gotta sit up. I'm sorry, we got a little bit longer to go.
And you need to smile.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Alright. So these, like I said, I love these. I didn't know the outsole glow, but I mean, they were $64. They're worth $64. I wouldn't have wanted to pay anything more than that. So I'm glad I do have them. I don't know if I'm going to keep them yet. I don't really care for the laces, but I think I like them, and they're something casual to wear. If we actually get a summer this year,
Okay.
I wear those outside, get a nice pair of nice little shorts, you know, cut at the right height, and wear them. Cortez, you like them?
Yeah, I like the king blue.
Royal
Blue.
King.
And snake.
Alright,
And...
not with weird voice, Cortez.
Okay, you don't need to tell me. I can just do it when I want to. And I like the snake skin. And the glowy. And...
I know. I wish I could show you guys how it glows in the dark, but I don't want to get up and turn the light off. So,
Hey.
not that light. I have the other light on too. Oh, my wife's in here. And the entire family's in the closet. Well, it's both lights now. Just everybody relax.
Can we start over?
No, we're not starting over. Okay.
I don't want to mess up.
We're not messing up. We good. So you like them?
Yeah.
You wear them?
Like 7 times.
7 times? Okay. I like them. Cruzy, you like them? You want to hold them? Let me see. You like these?
What do you like about it? Do you like the snake, the blue, and it glows?
The
You
glow. Okay.
You like how it glows?
Yeah, the outsole glows. You can't really see it right now, but I didn't know that about this pair. The outsole does glow. Oh, Cruzy's hair is so beautiful, but it's everywhere. Oh, you want to show your reindeer? Look at that. Hello. All right, so these are Olivia Kim Air Force Ones. I like them a lot. $68 off of Nike. That's a deal to me. I wouldn't pay the $130 that they were. $68. That's a good deal. All right, so the big box. Cortez, do you want to get the big box?
Woo.
All right. Oh, it's really too heavy for you. Okay. Here, I'll grab it while you sit down. All right, I think this is way too much. Big box and 2 kids. You want to hold it for me, Cortez?
Yep.
Okay. So let me just. Can you kind of hold it? Oh, Cruzy, you want to get down? Okay. What? All right. How's she look? She look okay? All right. So let's show the big box real quick. A lot of people. And watch the microphone. So a lot of people, you know, love to buy off End. There are people back in the day. Don't tap on that, please. There's a lot of people back in the day who would always ask, "Is End legit?" Because End is in the UK. So they would always be uncomfortable with ordering overseas. End is a company that we order from overseas all the time. You could always rely on them. I mean, they ship faster than stores that are in the United States of America. That's fact. One thing about End is they do care about packaging when they ship. So there's 2 pairs in this. Are you okay? Cruz, are you okay? Okay. All right. You guys have got me in here sweating bullets. All right. Okay. So, N put 2 pairs in this. I bought 3 of the Paisleys, the red, blue, and the green, but This one has the green and a pair of mismatched. So a lot of people, we love Vans. Vans are summer sneakers. So I want to make sure I show Vans some love on here. And I didn't want to pull out anything in my own collection right now because I just grabbed stuff that I just recently got and something that I wore yesterday. It was easy to grab. It's out there to wear. So you want to open this?
Yep.
It's kind of hard to open. Try to watch the mic. Let me hold it out here.
I know.
So you open right in the front. Watch the mic. Watch the mic. Watch the mic. Okay, now push the box down.
I know.
There you go.
I know what to do. I'm not like some childhood or something.
You're not a child? Okay.
Ooh, 2 boxes in here.
There's 2 pair of Vans in here.
I want to choose for you.
Okay, which one are we going to do first?
This
Alright,
one.
just take out one shoe. Alright, so knee tapes.
Ooh,
I don't know whoever else.
Fancy.
Ryan, shout out to Ryan. We had to get these. The Paisley with the California. Now we had big plans to wear these in California this year to the beach. I have no idea if that's going to happen. But it's the green Paisley. These sold out everywhere and still had a few pairs. Had the blue and the red. Those came at a different day. Love this green pair. I mean, you can't go wrong with a pair of Vans. Period. I think the green pair, if you had to choose a Paisley out of the blue, red, and green, depending on where you live at, you just can't walk down the street wearing the blue Paisley. I mean, honestly, it's crip. Red is blood. So, but the green, a little neutral. But I got the California on the side. I love it. Easy to wear. Can't wait to rock.
How dare you keep me secrets?
Put that down. Cortez, you like this?
Mm-hmm.
Like
I like green because it's my favorite color.
Okay. Where are you from? Texas?
Mine was pink.
Why you always talking to accent? I like green. All right. Okay. Let's put the box down.
I love green and this one. And
this is a great representation of having
I like California
and,
the
sneakers on a podcast and trying to include everybody.
Like the band.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
I really like this one, and
vegan heavy.
It looks like a perfect size for Oscar.
Okay. California on the side. Love the shoe, the green Paisley. You wash your hair. All right. Take a look. All right. Let's just take that one out and let's put the box on the ground.
All right.
All right. Last one, Cruzy.
Ooh.
All right.
Ooh. Wait, these are both different colors.
This is a pair that I really, really like. Got these for good prices.
Okay.
And I don't understand why these set. A lot of sneakerheads like sneakers that look different, bright colors, mismatched things like that, have a little creativity and a little character. These are mismatched Vans. They came in a slide as well, but this is an era. It's 2 different shoes. This is how it came. It came just like this. Let me see real quick. Hold on. It came just like this. 2 different pairs to wear in the summertime with some shorts, a white t-shirt. Look dope in them. You guys like these?
Yep.
You like this, Cruzy?
I don't like that one because it's like a kind of like a really old red color. But I like the camouflage.
You like that camo? Cruzy, you like this one? Why? Say it in the mic.
Because does it like look like? Hello, my name's Kizzy. Is it because is it because it looks like a zebra?
Good.
Yep, I have a zebra picture hanging in my room.
You do?
Yeah, in my bathroom.
Oh yeah, you do. I forgot about that.
Oh my gosh, you don't know about me, bro.
Oh, okay. I love these a lot. I think these are cool for the price.
And I love the lap.
It was great. It fit into our budget. My wife is in here. One day I'm gonna get my wife on the podcast too. We talked about it. I said, and it might be a good time since we're both at home. What was that, Cruzy? You gonna sing a song for us? Let me sing a song. Okay, let me see you do your ABCs.
Sing it loud. No, I want. Okay, do you want to sing it with me? A B C D E F G H I J K L N N O P Q R S T U V W X Y and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me?
Yay! Thank you, guys. That was beautiful. All right. Shoes, yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cortez, how many times you wear these?
Now I say that. That would be a 10.
10? Yeah, you wore this 10 times. Okay.
Hey, but you didn't tell me how I want you to wear that one.
Yes, I did. You told me 7.
Oh yeah. Oops. No, I probably said the phone.
All right. All right. You guys have anything else you want to say? Cortez, you having a good weekend?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, we get ready to go for a walk, right?
Yay!
Oh, walk for today. Take out the new bike and break the new bike in, right, Cruzy? Okay, we're gonna try to get that worked out right. Maybe we'll just go around the block so we can just. It's not so hard for you, okay? We won't go as far as we usually do, all right? I love being home with my kids. They're just everything to me. They expect everything from me to play with them and stuff.
My reindeer drop.
It's okay. Cortez. Oh, okay.
Hey,
Sorry.
she's my sister, bro.
Thank you very much. I love my kids to death. They have very good personalities and high energy, as you can see. She just hates when me and Cortez come in here and do this on our own, and she really wanted to come on, even though she's clearly bored. But I'm glad she got to do it. So I told her she can do it one time. Okay.
She burped.
One time, besito. Okay. All right. Anything else you want to say, Cortez?
Okay. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle all the way. Our fun is to ride.
All right. Hands off the mic, please. Cortez, you want to say pow, pow, pow? Cruzy, you want to say pow, pow, pow?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Pow pow.
All right. Besito. All right.
Love you.
Guys.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Yo, Stick This Podcast, episode 3 from the closet. For new listeners, we are episode 199. We won't be doing episode 200 until our studio opens back up. And, we feel comfortable enough with going. Obviously, we want everybody to stay home and be safe. And we're making sure we practice the same. Like I say every episode, there's a benefit to creating my own sort of studio in my sneaker closet. And make sure the sneaker content continue to get out there. If you listen to this podcast on Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Podbeam, Castbox, whatever it's called. Any podcast platform you listen to us on audio, it'd be great if you review us. If you feel the need to do so. Video should be up at some point today. It is actually 10 o'clock Saturday. So, just obviously woke up, around 7 o'clock. Been in a long thread conversation with the family, and by family, I mean, Jay, Shanghai, Andy, Rico, and Josh, the Swagzilla, my Bay Area bro. George is in the thread too, but he refuses to talk to us. So, but that's George. That's what makes George. That's what makes our show so good is how, George and I work off each other and our different personalities. But I did want to make sure I did put a show out. I'm sorry it's late. I had opportunities to record it during the week, but I'll tell you, working at home with the family and quarantine and things like that, it's a lot harder than you think it would be when you're in the office. When I'm in the office, you always have that mindset of, oh, I'd love to be able to work from home and, make it so much easier. And maybe it would be easier if the kids weren't at home. It sucks, when you're working at home and you feel bad because your kids are standing outside the office door, asking you, are you done yet? My kids are young, so they don't have a full understanding of time yet. So when it's like 10 a.m. and they're asking me, am I done yet? And I have to tell them that like, hey, daddy has about 6 more hours of work. It's devastating to them, especially when I'm right there and accessible to them. And, I always tell people all the time, like, it's very important. And I hope it's just as important to our listeners and our women out there who are mothers. It's important for me to be a good father. My dad was a phenomenal father, but my dad was working dad, Sunday to Sunday, worked all the time. And when he did have time to be home, he didn't have the energy and time to hang out and play for us. And I've been blessed and fortunate enough to be able to make my own schedule and, be very flexible at what I do, to be able to play with my kids. I actually go outside and play with my kids. The other day we made magic wands out of, tree sticks, and, we put magic on each other, abracadabra, you have to act like a horse, you have to act like a chicken, and they love stuff like that, and they like seeing dad be goofy. So, but I do want to make sure that, for those that are at home and look forward to the podcast and look forward to sneaker content, that we do provide something every week. Sorry, it's a little late. I can't guarantee when it's going to come out next week. This episode will probably be up in a few hours. I have my cup of coffee right here, drinking my coffee. It'll be up audio-wise probably in a couple hours. Video probably end of the night, maybe, depending on how much time I really get to editing it into it. If not, no later than Sunday. And hopefully Sunday early, because I will be watching Last Dance just like the rest of you. Hat update. Hats are almost done. And this is a disclaimer. And this is what I want to tell you. I've said this before with the hats. I want to make sure the hats feel special to me. It's essentially a hat. You can see it with an S on it, but there's reasons why I choose a snapback, reasons why I chose the color blocking, reasons why I added the tags and so forth. I am a little upset that I didn't get them up before the Last Dance, because partially this has to do with the Bulls, the hats. And I didn't want anybody thinking like, oh, Last Dance comes out, now he's got a Bulls hat. No, that's not the case. These were done, going on 8 to 10 weeks now. I will tell you about the hats where I did mess up. I made more hats than I did of the first run. And one of the episodes, I'm a very paranoid, person. I'm a perfectionist, and I really want people to love and enjoy, anything that we do decide to put out that's called merch. And in one of the episodes, probably like episode 190 or something, I had said, yo, hit me up. And, I'll hit you up first and invoice you, and they drop. That list is way more people than hats that I have. That's how I will put it. So for those, you will be getting emailed. If you don't want it anymore, and listen to me now. The hats are $45 shipped, same price as the other ones, and these ones are better than the other ones, and more thought put into these to me. Okay, so just in case you don't want it, $45 right now is a lot for a hat. I get it. I tried to stay within that same price range as like a hat club and stuff like that. Even though we don't have the notoriety of a hat club and stuff, there's a lot more thought put into this hat than you could say a lot of other places put into theirs. So that's how I'll put it. Same price as last time. If you're local to Arizona, donate $35 we could meet up, whatever the case may be, and I can send it to you. But to ship it, $35 anywhere in the US, I think $45 shipped is a good price to me. So, and if you don't want to pay it, no hard feelings. More hats to be coming out soon. I'm debating on doing a pre-order for more of these, just because of the amount of people that do want them. If I do a pre-order, it's a pre-order. That means it takes about 4 to 5 weeks to get to me. Once I get it, I got to get the stickers, tags, box, everything put on it, and then get that to you. So it's a process. I don't know if I want to do that, and I don't know if people want to wait that long for them, but, we'll see. And I will be doing a video of unboxing my own hat. Like, I want to unbox our own product and explain everything that comes to it. I think that's important, and I don't think a lot of people do that. I don't want to create something for you guys and just be like, here's the red one, here's the blue one, here's the white one, here's the yellow one. No, I want you to know why I chose these colors for this reason, why I choose a snapback and not a fitted. A lot of people have been asking, when are we going to do a fitted? I don't know if I'll ever do a fitted, because snapbacks mean something different to me in the culture of sneakers and hip hop that people seem to forget. I'm just going to give you just a little example. When I think of Boys in the Hood, one of the most iconic scenes you think of is when Ricky was shot. And I'm going to probably explain this during the video of unbox as well, but homeboy in the car, shotgun, red car, What else is in the thing? The red snapback. The entire movie is with snap. I'm not gonna get into it now because that's part of the reason why I choose a snapback. It's part of the reason. Shout out to Mr. McNugget. That's his Twitter name. I don't know if that's his last name or not. I mean, sorry, his IG name. But he always asks why I wear my hats the way I do. I wear my hats to the front, low, flat bill, tipped because of LA, because of California, because of South Central, Compton, Inglewood, Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society. That's why I wear my hats this way. That's why I wear them to the front like that. I don't wear them fitted. I don't bend the bill. I have some that I bend the bill, but there's a reason why I wear my hats the way I do. So, just real quick, like I said, appreciate everybody. Shout out to George. Getting back on the podcast soon. Maybe he'll be inclined to sit on the phone for me 2 hours and do an episode from the closet for you. Maybe me and George will even get together and do so. I don't know. That's going to be completely up to George. Pickups. This week, I have no pickups. Actually, you know what? The only pickups I did have was like some clothes. I did buy some shorts that I wanted that I mentioned last episode, I believe. Oh, this hat. You know, shout out to the Dodgers. You know, like I represent California. People don't understand. Like I'm from California. The Bay Area raised me, but I'm from Inglewood, Oxnard, and even though I left at a young age, California will always be in you. The Bay Area is probably, in me more, pause, but LA is home. There's something about where you visit, where you originated, you started your roots at. When you touch soil, it's something. It's a feeling. And if you're from California, you know what it is. You're from New York, you know what it is. Texas, Chicago, anywhere. When you from a area that has a culture of its own, has its own heartbeat, and you touch soil there, you always want to represent. So I had to get the Dodgers hat with the lowrider, the roses on the back, has a little paisley. I might turn it backwards later through the episode, but shout out to Hat Club for this hat. And I'll tell you this, hats on Hat Club, which I don't think I was aware of, sell out just as fast as sneakers. Like, I got put into a queue for the hat. And when I went back, sold out like that. They had a Yankees one as well. They had, a lot of Yankee, New York insignias around it. Gone. Just like that. Just like sneakers. That's how quick they're gone. And I went on there and looked through the Hat Club website. And I was like, man, there's a lot of fire hats on there that I wasn't aware of. So I will be copping a lot of those. But I will be wearing my own hat majority of the time. Releases this week. Obviously, everybody woke up this morning and tried for the Jordan 6 DMP. I didn't. I debated on waking up, trying for it. I'm not going to say I don't want it, but I don't want it. Like, I don't want it enough to try. And I don't know where that original price of $250 came from. That was the original price of it, but they released for $200. Good. Jordan 6 is my favorite Jordan of all time, but it's also become one of those sneakers that I just don't find any pleasure in wearing or even trying to wear. I have 2, 3 black infrared 6s. Those are the only ones I essentially feel like I need. The black DME 6, it looks nice. I mean, I've seen a few review videos. They look pretty good, so I won't say congrats. Saying congratulations to people that get shoes just seems ridiculous, especially when you put the word in the same phrases with baby showers and having a baby and, graduating college and job promotions. Saying congratulations on spending your money on shoes just seems ridiculous to me. But, who am I? What else comes out this week? Sorry. The LeBron James Command. I think those come out this week. I'm not sure. I originally saw that on a lot of releases, and it was, slated to drop, but it wasn't on sneakers or anything. So I don't know if that actually dropped or not, or if it was. I would imagine it would come out on sneakers. Don't know if it released or not. To me, the LeBron Command, whatever, it's obviously off the retro Command David Robinson, sneakers from the 80s, 90s maybe. But it's the best LeBron 17. I think we're on 17 right now. The best LeBron James colorway, period, right now. And it's not even an argument to me. The neon green sole of it is a little tacky, but the shoe itself is fire. It may not come out Saturday or maybe Monday. I don't know. And then also Linen Yeezys dropped this morning. 350s. Looks like a good looking sneaker. I will tell you, with a lot of the new colorways in the Yeezy 350s, it's really hard to like make a determination if you like them at that moment when you see them. Like, you either really like them on the initial pictures, or on feet pics, whatever, before they actually release, Yeezy Supply, Yeezy Mafia, whatever. Whenever you see the shoe originally, you originally go, yo, that's kind of fire. And then it doesn't take until it actually releasing and you seeing till you be like, nah, I don't like those that much. Lennons are one of those. In pictures, they look fire. I'm sorry. Pictures, they look fire. In hand, I don't know. It's sort of like clays. I do like clays, and I liked clays a lot before I actually saw them on people's feet. And when I see them now, I think they're kind of whack. But then there's some that I thought were whack picture-wise that I think are fire. Clouds, I think clouds are phenomenal. I think Centrons are dope. There's a lot of other, the earth ones, the little earth tone ones that came out probably, a month ago maybe. I didn't care for any of those. But shout out to, I think it's I Am Legend. I don't know. He's on IG, and he had the light blue denim rolled up, perfectly rolled up, might I add, with the earth Yeezys, the darker brown ones. They look fire. And like I said, I will be getting back to wearing Yeezys November 1st, November 30th. I don't know. I'm going to get back on it. There's just no reason for me to hold my protest anymore. I did my thing. I stood my ground as long as possible. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I mean, I will say this. Missing out on Yeezys, it hasn't done anything. A lot of people think it'd be impossible to not want Yeezy anymore. It's actually pretty easy. Put a lot of focus on other pairs that I didn't have or didn't get, or pairs that I neglected because I started showing way too much attention to Yeezys. So I don't think that I'm missing, but it is what it is. So let's talk. I'm trying to think about where I want to start first. If you hear me taking a sip, it's me drinking coffee. Like I said, it's 10 o'clock in the morning here on Saturday. Ooh, that's hot. Organic coffee. I don't know what that means, but it makes me feel better inside and mentally to think that I'm drinking something that's supposed to be better than other coffee. I'm just talking now. StockX. Good old StockX. I one thing I love about doing the podcast is that, people that do support the show or follow us on social media, there's a lot of people that follow us on social media and make interaction with us on social media and send messages who don't actually listen to the podcast, which is great. They see the stuff that we post. They kind of see the stance that we take. They see our opinions and our views and stuff like that, and they respect it and they contribute to it. And clearly when the information about StockX now doing a 3% added fee for buyers, we got tagged on and sent it. I mean, so many times, which I very much appreciate. And, clearly we would have saw it, anyways, but it's glad to get that heads up from people who are interested in wanting to hear our opinion on it. And I'm doing a podcast today by myself. I mean, clearly you've already known that. I've already started. It's, early, and, I just didn't really feel like trying to put together the system and everything to get anybody on the phone. StockX. There's a lot of levels and variables to this that I'm concerned with. And it's not really the 3%. Back when StockX had the issue of people hacking, or their data was compromised, or all of our information was compromised through their system, my whole thing with like them and other companies is being humble. I think that's the right word to use in this situation. It's okay to tell us you effed up. It's perfectly fine. In that situation about the data being compromised, my thing was like, yo, tell us y'all effed up. Man, we thought we was good. Things happen. Here's a 20% off code. We're going to make sure this doesn't happen again. That's it. There's 3% fee. Okay. One is time. Now, I don't like the timing of them letting us know this, but the timing that we're in right now could possibly be very well the reason why they are doing this now. A lot of businesses are struggling and are losing a lot of money places. Now, when you're in the community of sneakerheads and sneakers, you just think, you just have this entire mindset that everything is A-OK. We buy sneakers. Everybody buys sneakers. It's all on social media, posting videos on feed, yada, yada, yada. Their sales are out of control. And people don't take in consideration the cost to run a lot of this stuff. And I don't have a problem with the 3% fee, okay? Because this is big business. I can't utilize big business for myself and not fully understand big business. If you didn't think these fees and stuff were gonna happen at all, you're sadly mistaken. I mean, even with something as simple as Netflix raises the prices here and there, you know, due to this, we must add this now. Here is my issue with things like this, which is across big businesses, across big, small, whatever business, across the board when it comes to stuff like this. I would love, or would have liked, and I think a lot of people would agree and maybe appreciate the same thing, if a StockX told us why. A lot of people and companies hide behind words like processing fees, maintenance fees, transaction fees. And that's kind of just the way it goes with just any business. Me, myself, personally, there are words being in the position that I am professionally, and me and other people in my position within our organization, we know the words to hide behind when we need to like research or get the answers. Let me get back to you. You know what? Let's make a spreadsheet for that. You know what? Let's make a folder for that. Hey, how about we add this to this list? Those are words that are used in business a lot of times when you're dealing with people that you hide behind. I personally am over with stuff like that. In this situation, if a StockX came out and said, you know, due to the current situations, we have taken a great loss, yada, yada, yada. We will be adding this 3% fee to cover the costs in order to remain open during this time. Something along that line, it wouldn't bother people as much. Now, me personally, it doesn't matter what StockX does. But we're all too addicted to the product to stop buying. That's essentially what it is. If you tried for DMP6s this morning and you didn't get them, what'd you do? Straight to StockX. Straight to GOAT. That's exactly what you did. And that's not going to stop you. It may annoy you, but it's going to be how much will your addiction dictate what you do next with your money when it comes to sneakers. I tell people all the time, retail to me now, $250, $270, because once Foamposites hit that much for retail, that became retail for anything to me I'm willing to wear. That's how I will put it. Now, there are certain things that I love, I need, that are at that price that I won't buy, and it's because I don't know if I'll wear it. I have too many sneakers right now that I don't wear. And I think this quarantine has taught me that, like, why do I have so many DS sneakers in my closet? For what? But like I said, sometimes it's just good to give an explanation. You know, it's just good to say, you know what, this is something that we required in order to supplement some of the losses we've taken. We've incurred more employees, and let's get one thing straight. As sneakerheads and contributors to the sneaker community, a lot of you guys, us, everybody complains about, you know, things that StockX does, authenticating this and that. You know what? Maybe some of this fee is going to hire more authenticators, or maybe this is going to help with overtime to employees now who are still working non-stop around the clock to authenticate your sneakers during a pandemic. I don't know. I don't view it as worth anything complaining. My complaint is, just tell us why. Don't hit me with the process fee. Don't hit me with the maintenance fee, the transaction fee, you know what I'm saying. Those words that none of us know what that means. What does processing fee? Like, what does that mean? Don't do that. Tell us this is just Whatever the reason is that you guys need this extra 3% for us to pay, tell us why. And for all you out there who think, yo, I'm never doing StockX again, I'm not doing it. Yeah, you are. Stop it. Okay? People just act like they're just so big and bad in situations like that. You get immediately mad, like, God dang. But if you need it, you need it. You have to be at a certain level of sneaker connoisseur in order to completely disregard stuff like StockX and GOAT and things like that. You just do. Now, this is my worry when it comes to things like that. When you do have the ability to add a 3% fee to buyers who they just can't help themselves from using your site, using your product. They're addicted. We're sneakerheads. We're addicted. This is what worries me. And I'm trying to put this in a way without being disrespectful, because they might not like this. You have to be really comfortable where you are as a business in the market if you can continue to add a fee during a time like this. I have said in the past with StockX, when it came to like negative press, etc., I always said you don't see other platforms on social media, on sneaker blogs, publications. Sorry, someone got on me about blogs. Publications, sneaker publications, social medias, whatever. You don't see other platforms like StockX being bashed on social media as much as StockX, or being talked about as much as StockX. I used to think that was a bad thing for StockX, but it goes back to that old saying, and I'm a firm believer in old sayings. I look both ways before I cross the street. If you join a gang, you will go to jail or die. If you do drugs, you will go to jail or die. I believe in old sayings, and I believe in the saying that even bad publicity is good publicity. Actually, I probably didn't even say that saying right. Whatever that saying. Even though a lot of the publicity that StockX gets social media wise and stuff like that, some of it's bad, whether it's authenticating, whatever, which you don't know what's real or not. People are posting on social media for likes, clout, retweet, whatever you want to call it. But they're being talked about. I am concerned that other platforms might not be around much longer. I know nothing. George and I, we are sneaker analysts. We are just, to me, I have always considered George and I like sports analysts, sports anchors, news anchors. We are giving you an opinion about something and making speculation, educated or opinionated. We are going to make these opinions and discuss it with the thought, by putting great thought behind it. I am worried that a platform like StockX being able to add processing fees and things like that, they know something we don't know yet. I'm concerned for other platforms similar to StockX, because it's almost like they don't exist. That's how I'll put it. Good, bad, the other. It's almost like it doesn't exist. And that's a problem, and that's what I worry about, and I worry about it being a monopoly on that market. A lot of people have out there been saying this is a great opportunity for other people to start their own platform, their own setting, and things like that. I wish people had that thought process and thought they could do that, People can do it, but it takes a lot of capital, smart processes. It takes a lot of business steps to get a process like this correct. You have to be backed investment wise, credibility wise. We all trusted our current platform, StockX, and go immediately right off the bat. We just trusted them right off the bat to cop, to sell, to make an account, give them our credit card information right off the bat. If anybody feels that they can start the exact same process, go for it. It's going to be extremely hard. And honestly, you really don't have to. If you're already a reseller who have made connections and have able to get large amounts and put that work in to get sneakers to resell, you're already kind of doing it. You're just missing a website. You know, I encourage a lot of these resellers out here who are able to, you know, accumulate a large amount of releases and sell them. I encourage you to just open up a website. Start a website. It's easier. You know, a lot of places, there is a few. Shout out to Legend. That's one of the places too out there doing their thing. He gets a good amount of sneakers and has a great amount of support from the community in Arizona within a whole. But I am worried that StockX will soon have a monopoly over the app resale market. Another thing too, this is how I want to put it. Now, I could be wrong about this because I don't remember this, and I don't remember the initial launch of StockX and what it set itself out to be. A lot of people are looking at this as like a reseller site. I don't think I remember StockX Go ever considering themselves a reseller site. We do because you can make profit off of it. If you even look back to a lot of old StockX marketing publication, things like that, all it really wanted to enforce and talk about was making sure the consumer had the ability to get sneakers they missed out on. Whether they were old ones back in the day, classics, or recent releases as of that day, that night, whatever. That's what they set out to be, and that was their goal to do so. To make sure the consumer can get that grail. That's what the commercial says. It doesn't say make sure the seller can make great profit. StockX, they're doing their job. They're making their money off addicts. Let's keep it 100. They're making their money off addicts, and sellers are making profit on the side. But I don't think, I could be wrong, I don't think I've ever seen anybody from these platforms promote you can make a lot of money with them. They promote you can get the sneakers you missed out. You can find something that you thought was gone forever. That's it. But everybody, don't be mad about the 3% fee. If you're not legitimately going to stop doing something about it, it really doesn't matter. Like, you can have your stance on it. You could be upset about it. But don't let something drop that you missed out on. Because if you're just going to be on Twitter or social media adding Nike and adding everyone that you missed out on the drop, just type in go.com/sneakthis, StockX.com, whatever, and just bite the bullet. Yeezy in the news this week, which, you know, I would say this week has been sort of more, you know, little information wise about sneakers. I feel like even with the quarantine and everything going on, that even as something as minor as sneaker news, it's kind of slowed down. I even found myself, shout out to Mr. Miller and shout out to Eats and Treats. Typically I stay out of IG lives, but I was in that one and they had brought up a particular discussion, and I'll talk about it right now. They had brought up, shout out to Mr. Miller, shout out to, like I said, Feats and Treats. Sorry if I got that wrong. They were in IG live, and, you know, I jumped in. I've been jumping in a few IG lives, and shout out to people when I get into the live. They talk about how they love the podcast, and, you know, I honestly don't know who listens and doesn't listen to it, except the people who contact me on a regular basis. I know our numbers are phenomenal on podcast platform, iTunes, Spotify. And we do a great amount of views on YouTube. You know, we do what we can, a lot of interaction. But a discussion about, female sneakerheads. And, I had put my comment in there and said, it's a really hard discussion to have about female sneakerheads, I guess. And I hate saying female sneakerheads because they're just sneakerheads as well. But me and George have had this discussion long time ago. Like I said, we're on episode 199. That has probably been brought up on double-digit episodes in the past on the discussion of women collectors, women designers, etc. And I guess somebody on another live, or I don't know, had said something, I guess, along the lines of, don't quote me, that women don't belong in the sneaker game, some nonsense like that. And, clearly that's a moron. But the thing is that people also, and this is one of the variables that I talk about when it comes to the internet, social media, sneaker collectors, people really need to watch who they talk and converse with and include in their content. I don't typically block people, but I've blocked a lot of people recently because I no longer have that same energy that I used to give in arguing and fighting online like I used to. And I've talked about this in the past and I won't talk about it again. But I've had my battles. There is nobody who hasn't listened to this podcast and follows on social media who doesn't know that we're about that. But I made my points and I'm over it. Too many people converse, talk to people that show their true colors online right off the bat, but they appreciate the engagement more than they appreciate paying attention to the morons. The people who are morons. Everybody on the internet that sends you a DM, chats, likes, adds an emoji, makes a comment, hits you up every once, they're not your friends on the internet. I'm sorry to tell you that. Everybody on the internet is a stranger. Okay? There are people I talk to regularly every single day. They're homies. I consider them homies. But none of us have ever met. They're homies. They're internet social media homies. Until Los. That's the homie. Good dude. Sofrito. Skate the Grape. I consider Great the Great a super homie. He came. I've met him. I've been around him. Ryan Swanger. I've been around him. He's the homie. I consider him a friend. We don't got to talk every single day. James. From Off the Cut Show. He's the homie. I've seen him. I've talked to him. I see how he's like. I see how he is. Our interaction wasn't only specific to the internet. We made it happen. Some of you have, some of you haven't. I'm not talking to everybody. But you can't let these idiots come on here and bother you and say stuff like that. Especially people who are they're idiots and you knew they were. Now, back to the discussion about women in the sneaker thing. We've made the points many times in the past. Women in the sneaker community, one of the main reasons, and this is a variable thing, and I would like, if there's any women who listen to this podcast whatsoever, if you would like to be on the show next week and have a conversation with me via the phone, Skype, let's do so. But I need somebody who's going to actually talk back and forth and go through. Actually, I might contact somebody to have that discussion. One of my issues with when it comes to women in the sneaker community is that it's too emphasized that they're women. It's too emphasized, even on sneakers app, even on websites, even that. Like, I appreciate women making it about women, but I hate when everything else makes it about women. It separates women from the men. That's what it does. If I go to sneakers app and there's a specific thing on women in sneakers or women in sports, I get it, but it separates it out. It does. I do feel like we're past the point to where we need to separate it out ourselves. It's like Tinker. People still worship Tinker. Tinker is a absolute legend in designing sneakers with Nike. He's still worshipped. Give him the greatest retirement plan of all time. Seed his entire bloodline sneakers until the end of Earth, and that's it. There are a lot of other designers out here who aren't being put in position to receive that future shine like a Tinker. There are people who were designing at the same time with Tinker that they don't talk about that much. And I get it. Tinker is a part of some of the greatest sneakers of all time. But, like I said in the past, women need to be able to design men sneakers more often. Not women's sneakers that come in larger sizes. No. They need to be able to do a line that's specifically for men and women and kids and so forth. Women need to be put in the forefront by including them. I'm sorry, you know what? Let me take that back. Not by including them, by them being a part of it, not just being included. That's how I put it. It shouldn't be like, yo, let's grab this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. And oh, we got to tell what's her name too. And get her too. And this is on all platforms, even Complex. When Complex do Complex Con, they do like the little panel and they throw in like a Laylee May. They barely let her say anything. And she's sitting up there with one of the greatest Jordan 6s of all time that she's created. Stop. Don't be disrespectful. But the conversation of how come women can't be put on a higher pedestal is just way too many variables to discuss with that. And I want to discuss that with somebody. I already have somebody in mind that I might hit up and discuss that with. But if anybody who is a woman who would like to discuss that with me next week on the podcast, we could do so. I can have you call in Skype-wise and have that conversation and break it down. But you got to want to talk to me. You got to want to talk. And we got to be able to understand both point of view and stuff. But shout out to Feats in the Streets. Shout out to Mr. Miller. Go on to people live. Check them out. And a lot of people are scared to go on people's lives if they only see like 4 people in it. And I'm out of here. Sit there. Converse. Talk. What does it matter? You ain't doing nothing else. Like, you ain't too good to sit in somebody's live with 2 people in it. I hate that. I hate it. Like, you see somebody that you follow on social media doing a live and you accidentally get into their live and they got 4 people in it. You get out quick because you don't want them to see you. Why not? Talk. Back to Yeezy. Yeezy did an interview recently with GQ Magazine. Shout out to GQ Magazine. And I believe at some point, I don't have the quote exactly, but he basically, I guess he was asked about Nike retroing Yeezy 2s. I don't know if it was Yeezy 2s or all retro, all Yeezys with Nike. But I think Yeezy 2 specifically with Nike. He was asked, would he be fine with Nike retroing them? Something along the lines. And he basically said that Nike, it's okay for Nike to do it. Give the people what they want. Along those lines. Of course, people started losing their minds and, yo, copped. Yo, they need to drop them. That's how sneakerheads talk to me. That's how the sneakerhead voice sounds like on IG and Twitter. Need copped. I need these auto copped. Yo, make this happen. Yo, Nike, hit us up. Yeezy, I need a 10.5. That's how sneakerheads sound to me when I read on social media. Face and all. I don't want this. I don't think. And this is why I say this. This is one other thing that and I tell you this. Boy, Adidas, whoo, y'all are in a downward spiral. You got your main attraction giving a thumbs up to Nike to go ahead and release Yeezy. Let me tell you something. Adidas, you don't want that to happen. You don't. Okay. You just don't. And honestly, he shouldn't even be saying stuff like that while under your brand. He should be saying, that's not a decision up to me. You know, I'm 3 stripes. That's that. Adidas, woo, Pharrell is falling off. You guys remember Ivy Park? I don't. You know what? Let me talk about that real quick for a second. boy, did y'all lose y'all minds over Ivy Park. Ivy Park stuff is and was whack. Not Beyonce. Shoes, the clothes, everything else, whack. Mediocre at best. It's not a staple in the sneaker community whatsoever. I have never seen once during quarantine, before quarantine, even the month after it dropped, an on-foot pic from anyone. I might have seen one person. I've seen a few people like, yo, these just came in. These are fire. The shoe in the box, the shoe on the box. I have seen people selling them now who cop. I'm not seeing women on IG or Twitter twerking wearing Ivy Park tank tops. I'm not seeing Ivy Park jumpsuits and sweatpants anywhere. So don't get mad at us when we said it was whack, it was going to be insignificant, and I told a few homies I wouldn't be shocked if Beyonce won't be with Adidas by the end of the year. Creative differences. They decided to part ways. Ivy Park doesn't exist anymore. I love Beyonce. Beyonce is the epitome of what we view from the outside looking in as the perfect woman. Do not get my personal views on clothing and sneaker products misconstrued with how I feel about Beyonce. Don't do it. Clothes, sneakers, whack. Clothes, sneakers don't exist. Clothes, sneakers mean nothing in the sneaker community. I haven't seen any women wearing it either. So don't think it's just men who are hating. It is women as well. I know I did that. But Yeezy 2s. I had Yeezy 2s. I had Platinum Yeezys. Sold them. Only reason I had them. Would I take a pair now? Of course I would. You got to release Yeezy 1s first before Yeezy 2s. I don't care for Yeezy 1s. Didn't care from when they dropped. The colorways and all that were phenomenal. Didn't care from when they dropped. But you got to drop Yeezy 1 before Yeezy. Readily available to everybody? I don't know. This brings me up to the topic of like sneaker legend. There are legendary sneakers in the sneaker community that I don't ever want to see retroed. I have questions on why they have never been retroed. Why hasn't a Lightning 4 been retro? Why hasn't a Tokyo 5 been retro? Why hasn't any of the Ben sneakers been retro? They've retroed Dorenbecker sneakers. A lot of people forget that. I think the Foamposite, the DB6, maybe the DB10, the DB5, I don't remember. Maybe those retroed as well, but they all retro DB sneakers. No retro specific sneakers in the past. I think even right now, it's time to get a legitimate PE. When they released the PE Ray Allen 13 back, how many years ago? 2011, whatever it was. It's probably time to retro that again, maybe. But there are certain sneakers that I don't think I want to see retro again. Oh, real quick, I'm doing top 10 Foamposite colorways to me. We've done it before on the show, but I just in my spirit to talk about Foamposites this morning. I love legendary sneakers. I do. I love unicorns. I love sneakers I never want to see again. I don't want to see certain sneakers be retroed again and then turned into just regular sneakers. And I don't even view it as like, yo, I want the opportunity to have it. I get it. Especially considering a sneaker like that goes for about, $5,000, maybe more. I get it. But I don't want to see a Yeezy 2 retro again. Maybe not yet. Maybe I'll give it another 10 years. Another 10 years, maybe. All right. Another 10 years, we'll probably be talking about retroing current Yeezy now, even though I don't think 3050 is ever going to stop, which I suggest they don't. I think that's been the smartest move by Adidas. And every week we talk about it, good or bad, while they keep releasing 350s. But 350s releasing as much and not stopping might be the greatest decision by Adidas of all time. I think if maybe they did that with Ultra Boost 1.0s, never stopped, they'd still be more respected by the sneaker community. And anything that I'm talking about is strictly about the sneaker community. I don't know what, Dan Smith, if he's copping Ultra Boost, he works for the law firm downtown Phoenix. I don't know what he's doing. All right. Talking about the sneaker community and what I see on social media. Back to Yeezy 2s. I don't know. What makes Yeezys from Nike more phenomenal is the fact that it birthed the colorways that it did. The colorways are more important than the actual shoe. Those colorways have broken off into other brands. All right. You see pink and black, you automatically think Yeezy. You see tan, you think of Zen gray. You start seeing all this stuff. That's what it makes you think of. I don't personally want to see them retro because the sneaker community, it needs legends. It's like when LeBron came out and Kobe came out. They're the next Jordan. It doesn't matter, man. Let them be LeBron and Kobe. I'm not looking for the next Jordan. Just make sure this league is still thriving. That's it. I get why people do want Yeezy 2s. Yeezy 2s today, we'd make them work. They're essentially athletic Timberland boots. We know it. They're no bulkier than some of the stuff that we're wearing now. It's cool that he said that. But then I think he followed it up with some I'm voting for Trump again stuff later on. Who knows? I don't know. Yeezy is such a polarizing figure. I mean, goodness. Do I see something he says, or I see him looking ridiculous out, I'm like, man, he is annoying and a moron. And then you hear Can't Tell Me Nothing. Oh, whew, put something in your spirit. Touch the sky. Woo, does something to you. But yeah, retro Yeezy 2s. I don't know. I feel like it's too early for that. Who knows? What else did I want to touch on real quick? I don't know how long this episode's gonna be. You know what I will say though? Going back to the Yeezy topic. The Yeezy 1 and Yeezy 2, to me, is a prime example. Even LeBron and stuff like that is a prime example of why your very first, like your first and your second signature sneakers, Yeezy 1, Yeezy 2, it's a signature sneaker. It's why it's important that your first and your second signature sneaker are undeniable fire and flawless. Because when you get down the road and you start talking about retros and what people miss, and then people have the opportunity to get, or what they slept on at the time, you want your sneaker line to be brought up in discussions of retros. LeBron has started the process with retros. He's retroed, what do we have, 7s. He's done Zoom Generations a couple times. LeBron, maybe that's it. I know I'm missing probably one or two. But he started that process of retroing sneakers for us, which is awesome. And that's because those are considered some of the better ones in his line. And then what made me think, I'm sitting here looking at, they're talking about Yeezy 2's retroing, and I'm like, no one ever talks about KD's retroing. And if you go back and look down the KD line, it's off. It didn't get fire until KD 4. And KD 4, it was fire. 5, oh God, it was trash. And the rest after that, they're fine. I could see them retroing 4. Oh, I'm sorry. They did retro 4. They came out with the all-white 4 to represent the championship. And it was done wrong. Nobody wants an all-white KD4 like that. It was whack. But they did re-release a KD4. I forgot about that. But it just made me think, and maybe I'm off topic, but it just made me think that your original 2 signature sneakerways, they got to be fire. You want your stuff to be retroed in the past. LeBron has a lot of sneakers we want retroed. We don't need them, but we want to see them retro. We just do. Like, we just want to see them retro because we liked them in the past. And I think that's where a lot of those colorways come into play. Back then, colorways we couldn't get, maybe your retros are those. I think it might be better or awesome if a lot of those colorways that never released when the sneaker was out are the ones that get retro. Maybe we don't need the OG colorways of a LeBron 7. Maybe we don't need the red carpet and whatever else. Maybe we need the superhero pack, the athlete pack, whatever, the Deons, the pennies, colorways, LeBron 7s, the Clark Kents, whatever else came out that were special in that model. The Knicks hardwood pack, whatever. Birthday pack, whatever they were called. Maybe we need those retro instead of a lot of the OGs. Oh, what else we talked about? I think that's it. I really don't have a lot for you guys today. I want to make sure I just got an episode out. I think this is a good episode, to have on a Saturday morning. It'll be up real quick. Video should be up at some point. I guess I'll do top 10 foam. Actually, let me talk about Foamposites real quick. And like I said, I'm doing top 10 Foamposite colorways to me. And, with the resurgence, if you want to call it that, which I think is going to end up going out just as fast as it came back, SBs. I'm loving that Dunk SBs are back, but I'm worried they're going to go right back out just as fast as they came in. I need, as a sneakerhead, a resurgence of Foamposites. I do, because Foamposites, they mean more to the sneaker community than the sneaker community even realizes. Like, Foamposites are a moment in sneaker culture, and maybe not flood the streets with them, but you gotta bring back some of the most iconic colorways of all times of Foamposites. You just have to. And Foamposites are way too important to come out with one a year, maybe two a year. Foamposites even went the route. Oh, and this list is consistent of only men colorways. I didn't include kids or women's, even though some of the kids and women colorways are fire. But I didn't want to jumble up my top 10. You could actually do a top 10 women's and kids separately. That's how many Foamposites they came out with, which is kind of crazy because Foamposites began to get away from the men's and started making specifically women Foamposites and kids Foamposites. I don't want to see something as important as a Foamposite fade away. I don't think Nike will allow it because, like I said, they do drop one or two every year, maybe 3, 4, and they do sell out. But I think a lot of people won't admit it, but they loved Foamposites. They didn't love the price. Foamposites have always been expensive. Foamposites were retailing for $230 and $200, $220, $230, $240, $250, $60, even $275 at one point. And people were like, this is out of control. Okay. You come back with Foamposites, I'm telling you, I think the people will come. I think the people will come, and I think the people who didn't like them when they were out there on the streets, I think they will come to them. I do. Like I said, the Foamposites that I make sure that I always have in my collection: pewters, eggplants, royals, coppers, stealths. I feel like there's one more, but that might be all of them. I don't know. Now bring back foam, Nike. Drop a pewter, drop a copper, drop an eggplant. Let me get them joints back. Not eggplant. You know what I mean. I'll do my top 10. Top 10 Foamposite colorways to me. I love To Me. I love that you guys love To Me. You can hide behind To Me. To Me is like processing, maintenance fee. I can say whatever I feel like as long as I add To Me. Honorable mentions. These could be included in the top 10, some of them, but I put them in the honorable mentions only because I don't want to be disrespectful to some of the original colorways of some of the originals, and maybe one or two newer ones that are in here. Solid colorway Foamposites is what needs to come back. That's what I'll put it. Love solid color Foamposites. I got the Supremes. I don't care what anybody says. Those Supremes with the Versace little swirlies, whatever. The black reds, them joints fire. Period. I don't care what you say. Them joints were clean. They're a little tacky, of course. But what isn't tacky? Florals. Florals probably came out like maybe like a year, 2 years ago. I like those. I like those a lot. I think they did really good at them. Chinese New Year's, fire. Rust Pinks. I think Rust Pinks are a newer one. I think those probably came out within the end of last year, some point last year. Holograms, Paranormans. Those are done well. They're fire. So those are some of the honorable mentions. Most of those are like graphic, with graphics on them and stuff like that. I love them. I do. But I stuck with a lot of solids and a couple patterns here and there. So, top 10 Foamposite colorways to me. Number 10, cough drops. Cough drops were like your version of a Foamposite bread. It was black with a red sole on the bottom. I remember I had bought a few pairs for my brother-in-law. He had wanted them, and I made sure he got a pair. I think they released maybe twice. They might have actually retroed those. I don't remember, but it was one of the cleaner versions. It had the red sole. It had the black upper. It was clean. It was as good as you can get. Number 9, Stealths. Stealths, I have them low, because even though they were black, they were matted. They were kind of hard to wear. I am not a fan of all black. The best part about Stealths is they weren't like black. It was like matted, ashy, dry black. So they kind of looked like a dark gray. They were really hard to wear. You had to really put them together well. They didn't look good with any colored denim at all to me. Number 8, I got Suns. Probably a little low. Pearlized purple. Suns colorways. The representation when Penny played for the Phoenix Suns at one point. Man, you want to talk about when they originally were getting ready to come out tacky. But you'll go far. It's one of the better looking Foamposites in person. That purple pearlized pops. Really hard to wear. Suns colors, purple and orange. It's not an easy thing to wear. It's not even easy to wear if you're wearing Suns gear. It's really purple, but it looks so good. Number 7, I got Pewters. Pewters could have been higher. It's all silver. They look really good. Pewters is one of the pairs that I said that I keep, that I still have. You could probably hear my kids in the background screaming. I feel like, honestly, when you have little kids, when dad closes the door, gets in the shower, uses the restroom, that's when all the screaming stuff happens. Anyways, Pewters, phenomenal. They look good. They're classics. The translucent sole with the silver upper, the black up the middle. They're good. And for those who listen to the podcast audio-wise, I always do video. Check out the video. See the picture of the sneakers on the screen. Number 6, I got the Mirror Blues. I was going to say the original chrome mirror, whatever you want to call it, that I can't remember who wore them during the dunk contest. I don't know, Zach Levine, maybe? I remember that dunk contest or during that All-Star weekend. Woo, Mirror Foams were like, yo, when do those drop? Foams can get the attention of people. They really can. People love to act like foams suck and they're clunky and they're this and that. But foams done right, they can get your attention. Those Mirror Foams phenomenal. Then I think they came out later with the bluish mirror where it was like gradiated in the blue or blue to chrome. Ooh, them joints are fire. Number 5, eggplants, purple. It's different from the Suns purple. The Suns purple is pearlized, bright purple. Eggplant, dark. It's the color of eggplant. It's dark purple. Love them. Like it's like matted. One of my favorites. Number 4, I got metallic reds. Let me tell you something. I didn't care for metallic reds at first because I thought they were too red. And then I remember I was standing in line to get inside of a dunk exchange. Some of you guys don't even know what a dunk exchange is. That's how big dunks were. That the sneaker event was called Dunk Exchange. Well, this sneaker con, it was the Dunk Exchange. Dunk Exchange used to be lit. I don't know if it exists anymore or not. I'm not sure. But that's how fire dunks were at the moment where the sneaker event was called Dunk Exchange. I was standing in line to get inside the Dunk Exchange, and this is during the later years of Dunk Exchange. There was this guy closer to the front of the line, had on metallic reds. They looked so, and this is when foams were pretty much out, already starting to be out, or had already been out. Like I'm talking like out of people's minds as far as being a part of something you cop regularly. They looked so good. I was in line on eBay. No StockX, no gold at the time. I was on eBay looking, like prices on them were crazy high. I was unaware how fire they were. Those were one of the sneakers I don't think me and George had like zoomed to get to try to resell or ever paid attention to. It might have been before. I don't remember. But man, metallic reds, my God. Number 3, Galaxy. If you listen to this podcast, you know I love Galaxies. Galaxy foams were done phenomenally correct. See them in hand, them? It's like screen printed on the shoe. It kind of looks like, ugh. But man, you see them on feet with the glow in the dark sole. Oh my gosh. Galaxy Foamposites were a moment in time in the sneaker community. That whole All-Star pack, of course, but Galaxy Foams hit different. Love the Big Bangs. Love the Galaxy KD. Love the Galaxy Kobe 7. Hate the shoe, but love the Galaxy theme of the Kobe 7. But Foamposite Galaxies hit different. Number 2, Coppers. Coppers probably should be number 1, but I will not be disrespectful to the Royal Penny. Coppers, it's amazing that Coppers wasn't the second colorway to come out. Like Penny, Copper, Penny, Copper. I mean, it's self-explanatory. And they look good. They don't look gold. They don't look bronze. They look copper. Copper Foamposites. If you have or collect Foamposites and you don't have a copper in your collection, null and void. To me. Don't take it personal. To me, I have coppers. I will always have coppers. Penny, copper, penny, copper, penny, copper. Number 1, the OG. Royal, Orlando Magic Blue, Penny, Hardaway. It's phenomenal. The OG. What can I say? The best. That sneaker came out. It was 170, 180. This is when a lot of us during that period of time were really finding ourselves in how we dressed and finding our own style. We all knew how to dress. We were younger. I mean, I've been dressing since I was 3rd grade. I always looked nice, period. High school was when it was like, you got to turn it up a notch. Those were sitting on the shelves. They weren't sold out. They were a grip of money. You had the debate. You had to ask for them. You had just got your parents and family used to paying $130, $140 for Jordan, $150. You just got used to that. Now you're talking $170, $180. Scratch that. You're talking about $170, $180 for a sneaker that's all blue and doesn't look like a shoe. That was not an easy conversation to have with your parents. It wasn't. When you went school shopping, you always bought your clothes first. I did. I never bought my sneakers first. I always bought all my clothes first. And the reason was because back then, you didn't have to worry about something being sold out. I got to get sneakers first. No. You could cop all the clothes you want. You get your jeans, you know, when you with your mom. Or your mom gave you money to go with the homies to go buy your school clothes. No, this was the age where you went to the mall by yourself with the homies with money. Your mom gave you a few hundred, get your school clothes. Then you got pants first. Then you got some shirts first. Got a dope jacket, whatever the case may be. Then you went to the Full Locker because now you about to go ham. But you got to pick the right sneakers to go with. And blue foams were sitting there. I remember me and my homies were just staring at them. Because we was like, that might have been originally where I came up with like, these suck. These suck, but they don't suck. Because you just didn't know what to do. We all tried them on. You tried them on. It felt crazy on your foot. You didn't know if you wanted to buy them to be your basketball shoe that season or to buy them to floss in. A lot of us had originally passed on them when they dropped. I don't remember what else was out that year, but there was something else that was fire. Irisons, I don't know what it was. And then we went to school and you saw like seniors, a few seniors rocking them. Oh, my God. Had to go back. Mom, Dad, I got chores. What are you going to do? Yo, I need lunch money. Save that lunch money. I would get my lunch money from my parents and go back in my room, put it in the closet so I wouldn't be tempted to spend it. go to school, starve all day. I had a homie, yo, make some of that food. Ooh, that's where you took care of yourself. That's where you took the homies took care of you. When you saving your sneaker money, you putting it in your sneaker box, the cop sneakers, and your homies gonna let you have half their sandwich, some of their chips. They go to Burger King and they get the 2 burgers for $2 for $5, 2 for $2, 2 for $3. They give you 1, split the fries. Stop. What are homies at like that? What are homies at like that? Anyways, that concludes this podcast. Hope I provided a little sneaker content for you guys this weekend. We appreciate everybody who likes, listens, subscribes. You guys are absolutely phenomenal. I appreciate every single one of you. You guys mean a lot to me, which is why I want to make sure the hats feel just that little bit more special. I really want to do episode 200. I really want to have a really talk about our podcast and the work that goes into it. And, you know, I do. I think it's time. Appreciate you guys. That's the Sneak This. Pow, pow, pow.